All right, so we have a citizens Jomalia question. I like how you're the ruler, but you also introduced me.
I'll get a trumpeter soon.
I think we need a flag waving behind you.
He's like, gonna
I'm here, bitches.
All right, so Richard Basanis says, how do you know if the career you choose is the right career for you? And if not, do you think we should change careers to something we're passionate about?
Yes.
Yes.
Next question.
Well, if you know if it,
Explain.
right? Well, it depends. I feel like, is it making you happy? Is it providing everything you need? But then also, I think your own happiness is a big equation on what you want to do.
But a career takes a while to get to, right? Because it's not like a job.
Lifetime.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
a career
it's like,
is like.
are you going to be happy in that career, and then are you going to resent not doing what you're passionate about? Same thing with your passion. You could take a long time getting to it, but if you know what you want to do and you can like go for it, I feel like that's the right move.
I'm passionate about blowjobs, but I don't think it could be a career.
It can.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think so.
For you, or just,
I don't want to taint it. No, I don't give blowjobs.
No, I'm saying like
The last episode, you had a nice mouth.
That's true, you did.
Nice mouth are used for many other things,
Like what?
like the art of pussy eating.
I guess.
that's it.
That's about it.
Eating food. I mean, what is there else to life besides fucking eating pussy and eating food?
Oh, I don't eat pussy and I'm doing great.
Well, yeah, because you're a girl.
Girls can't eat pussy?
Well, if they're lesbian, that's different. Yeah. Fuck, I don't know. Moving on,
I love
okay?
this episode. I love it already.
Moving on from me.
Oh, I love it. No, keep going. This is
Yeah,
fucking great.
I don't think you gotta find passion in your career per se.
Oh, I like it.
And I don't think you necessarily need to, do what you love for your career. I think it's important to find a passion and find something that you do love, and then as long as your career can serve the passion, I think that's what counts. It doesn't actually need to be the same thing. So for example, for me, I think, like, I have a passion for filmmaking, but I'm not necessarily working in the film industry. But I do have a passion and love for my family, and I am able to provide for that family with what I do currently with YouTube and stuff like that. And so there's a driving force there, and I think at the end of the day, I'm pretty fucking happy with what I do right now. You know, not that I'm giving up on the filmmaking or anything, it's just I'm not there yet, and at the moment, I have found a lot of peace and happiness with what I do right now, so I think that's pretty cool.
But
Go ahead.
Well, how much is eating pussy involved in that?
he's like, so I looked it up, and mouth can do these other things. Go ahead. What were you
Okay,
gonna say?
have you guys heard of the concept of ikigai? I think it relates clearly to this. It's a Japanese form of balancing passion, work, purpose, life goal, all this stuff, right? Because what they figured out is that sometimes you gotta match all four to have this balance, because you have passion, mission, you have what you're good at, you have what you love to do, you have what the world needs, and you have what you can be paid for. So we're constantly looking to be balanced in this area, because if you're too much in one thing, right, you don't get the other. So for example, let's say you do what you love, right, and maybe you're good at it, so you got a passion, but the thing is, if you're not getting paid for doing what you love and you're still broke, you're still not paying the bills, right?
Starving artist.
Yeah. But if you're good at this and you're getting paid for this, that's a good profession. But what if you're lacking a mission? You don't have a purpose. Like, you might be getting a high paid job, like, you know, you might be an engineer or whatever, but maybe that's not what your life's calling is, right? And so you could be paid for something and the world needs it, but then again, like, are you really that good at it? Is there passion behind it? And so there's all these things that you're trying to work at. But if you could balance the four, then you have perfect harmony and you feel pretty happy about the career that you have. So the balance is what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at.
Damn, that sounds attainable.
Yeah.
Hard. Sounds fucking hard. What I get from this question though is someone that's like, I've invested so much time, possibly so much money in going in this set career, for me to leave this, I'm fucking scared. That's what I get from it.
I feel like a lot of people go through that in professional careers. Like you have a passion, or you think you have a passion to being like in the medical field or a lawyer or something. Because we have friends that are professionals that decided to change their career deep into it, right? And you're doing like 8 years of schooling or whatever. And then you start working as a high-level engineer, lawyer, or whatever, and then you do 2 years of it, and you're like, shit, I don't think I like this. And then you're like, I actually want to open up a restaurant, or I want to be a chef, or I want to do something else that I'm passionate about. And we know a lot of people like that.
Yeah. I feel like I relate to this too, because I've thought about it a lot of times, even in the past like couple years of like, what if I didn't go this route? Like, what if I just continued and wanted to become an engineer and do that stuff? Because, all that kind of shit like fascinates me too. But I feel like, I think it depends on what your final goal is. Is your final goal that one career and all your passions need to line up with that career? Or is your final goal that passion and everything else needs to line up for that? Because for me, it's, I have my passions, and how can everything else serve that? Kind of like how Casey was talking about, passions for his family, and how else can his career also support that? Right? So for me, it's like, passion to create things. How can you change different aspects of your life, including maybe your career, to support your passion rather than going the other way? Because I feel like a lot of times when you have your career as your one thing you really want to do, it could be really good and that's super successful, but at the same time, it's like, then you're stuck with that one thing, right? Because in life, a lot of times it's so complicated where it's like, all of a sudden now your career is tangent to what you thought of when you went to college, right? Because almost nobody their final job is exactly what they were thinking about in college, right? It's always like tangential to that. And I think that follows with their passion that they had in mind from college. It's just not their original career idea.
So then do you think that, wow, this is so serious.
You just got fucking deep.
I know.
We could go back to eating pussy.
Oh, right, I forgot we had that in the segment.
Yeah, that's the same segment.
I can talk about that all day, girl. Shit.
I forgot, I thought that was
Let me get my bib on. Fuck.
I don't think this person wants to know about eating pussy.
I know.
Yeah, they do. We all want to know about Joe's eating pussy.
Okay.
But then would you say
Cat
then,
eater.
what?
Cat eater.
What? Oh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then would you say that the career even matters? Would it be like the mission should be what you're looking for? Like what your purpose is?
I think it depends on the person. Like everybody has their own like goals and aspirations, and like if they find that what makes them happy is this passion, then maybe try to find things that serve that rather than, because in the the American mindset, it's career is number one. It's always your career, not Korea, but career is number one in their mind, right? It's like your life needs to be your career, and I think that's a very American mindset. But
Or like a lot of people try to find all their end goal in just the thing that they do, because we're
the
told
one
that
thing.
we're gonna
Yeah.
spend so many hours every week working. We might as well try to kill so many birds with one stone, because if you can get fulfillment, purpose, everything from like your job, then you're able to knock out a lot of stuff. But I kind of feel like you shouldn't taint passion with money sometimes.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, you're fucking right,
It
man.
sucks the passion out of it the moment you start making money with it. It becomes a machine, and you're like, oh fuck, the passion has become a 9 to 5, and then you're like, my life is pointless.
Do you think that happens for you? Sorry. Do you think that happens for you where it's tainted, the passion becomes tainted because you're no longer doing the passion portion of it? So let's say if you're a filmmaker, right? Once you start making money from it, now it's because you're probably leaning more towards like the business side instead of the art side. And do you think that's probably why it's
That's the
tainted?
scary part of it. It's kind of like, this is the avenue we're taking, and then like once you get your first movie done out of passion, like cool, and someone says, hey, we can make money with your movie. Hey, you have a second idea? You have a third idea? Hey, let's put you under contract. Make 5 movies for us, and you have deadlines to meet now. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. Can I deliver? And then now you're like, I don't know if this is so much fun anymore. Now it's a nightmare, and the passion gets sucked away. So it's a very fine balance.
There's
a very
more
delicate
things
balance.
added to it. There's also the addition of it being sacred to you, and you're creating something because you like it. Like if you create a dish, let's say you're a cook, and you invented it, and you're happy with it, and you love it, but let's say now you have to take it out into the market, and you have to please others with it, and they don't like it, and they don't want you to do it this way, they want it this way. Now you're not making art for you, Now it's a business.
Yep.
You have to make it for them, right? So I think that's when things shift. But if you're passionate about serving others, then it's fine. You can continue this. But in my case, like let's say cooking is sacred to me and I want to share it with my friends or whatever, and I don't cook for other people, then I would be fucking myself over by becoming a cook at a restaurant and following my passions.
Very true.
I know people who are exactly like that. Yeah, they only cook for their family and friends, and they're amazing cooks.
Yeah.
But that's because they don't want to ruin it by like.
And I think that's where people, and especially young people, get conflicted because they're like, I'm good at cooking, I want to fucking make meals or whatever, and then they pursue this, and then until you experience that, I don't think you realize, oh shit, this isn't for me because I actually like making food for myself and inventing things for myself, and I don't want to do it for other people.
How do you guys define passion? Like, do you define it as something of a value, or do you define it as like a dream?
Well, yeah, because like passion could be something you just like doing that might not bring you money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think passion for me is something that I want to constantly like be in doing. I can't stop thinking about it. Like I'm always trying to sharpen whatever it is that I'm doing. That's like a passion for me.
For me, it's emotional fulfillment and self-fulfillment. So it's a little bit selfish, even if it's something like I'm passionate about helping the hospitals out right now, right? But to me, it's still selfish because it serves my purpose. Even, it's selfless, but it's selfish.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've had like discussions with this with my friends where it's just like, people say like, oh, but you're always down to help others. And I was like, yeah, I'm down to help others
it makes you feel good.
That fulfills my needs
Yeah.
of me wanting to help others. So in fact, I'm being selfish because I want to do that
Yeah.
shit. Like, I'm not doing it because I feel like it's a good thing for other people. It's like, no, because it makes me feel good to
Because
do
once it gets
things.
annoying, it's not passionate anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I like helping people, but I'm just saying, like, my motives behind it isn't like 100%, oh, I'm so selfless. It's like, no, I'm hella selfish. Like, I do it because I love helping people.
Yeah, I think passion is one of those things that can bleed across all your aspects of life, not just your career, not just your hobbies, whatever. But it can it can be so spread out where if you lose that one thing, you still have it in all the other things you do. That's why I feel like if people make their career their one thing, and all of a sudden we have this quarantine, people are like, what do I do with my life? I don't have that one thing right now.
You lose your sense of self.
I think what's been working for me is committing prior what I want out of something that I'm pursuing. So if I say like, okay, I'm doing music because I want to make an album or whatever for myself, right? But if I say, and if it doesn't sell or whatever, then it's okay because I completed one for myself. But if I'm going into it and I'm like trying to be a mega star, then that's my goal. So like people, I think they don't execute with the sense of clear conviction. So if it's like, hey, I want this career because what I want out of it is I want to get a high paid job so I could provide for my future family or myself,
So they're not
right?
operating with the why.
Yeah, they're trying to get too much shit out of one thing. And then I'm like, even when you get into a relationship, right? Like people aren't clear of what they want. It's like, do you want friends with benefits? Do you just want to date? Do you want to hook up? Do you want someone to marry? Like, what do you want out of this person, right? A lot of people just get in and they're kind of like, well, we'll kind of see where it goes. And then when they don't get what they want, they didn't even communicate what they wanted. So that's, I think, the majority of the world is like, when you're going for this career, you choose if it's the right one for you, not the career chooses if it's the right one for you.
Yeah.
So if you know ahead of time, like, I'm trying to make $100,000 from this and I'll deal with all the bullshit because that's what I want out of it. Or you could be like, out of this career, I want to be able to help so many fucking people while I get paid from it. And I don't care if I get paid a little bit or a lot of it. So once you can make that decision and say that's what I want from it and stick to it, and once it goes kind of like I don't want it anymore or whatever, then you switch. But you have to make the decision prior to doing it, I think.
Yeah, and then I guess just the final one, what you guys all keep saying that I keep hearing is you just gotta try it. You just gotta do it, try a bunch of shit, because that's the way you know if you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah,
That's true.
I second that. Yeah, because I went into college going in wanting to be like an animator, so I was studying creatively on drawing and stuff. And then it wasn't until my last year, which is like my 5th year, because the program was 5 years, that like I was like, oh fuck, I don't really want to do this anymore. Like I actually find joy in production work for animation. So not necessarily drawing, but like the more logistic sides behind all those things. And
The
so like,
discovery wouldn't have came unless you had the first.
exactly. And so like as soon as I graduated, I was like, well, fuck. I was like, I'm screwed because I had no idea what I'm gonna do, but fuck it, like I won't know unless like I actually try and see where I push myself to. And it's just like the fact that like I had every intention of still being somewhere in animation, and I knew that I wanted to be in production because I've tested it out. I was like, oh, production is so fun. I was like, what can I do in order for me to achieve that? Yeah, so don't be afraid, guys.
I think that's what it is. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and it's okay if you don't make the right decision.
I had a friend that was starting to become a lawyer for like 2 years, and then halfway through the program, they're like, I want to be an artist, and that's what they totally did.
Nice.
And they're killing it.
And they can go the other way around too.
Yeah, try everything.